Hello, this is Irene and welcome back to another video. Today I'm playing with rub-on transfers, dies and rice paper. I created ceramic Christmas ornaments. These are perfect for using as hanging home decor, on your Christmas tree or as a gift for Christmas. Here, as you can see, I'm adding water and make sure to mix well. It should have a creamy texture. If it doesn't, just add more powder. Pour your mixture into your mold and let it dry. And I want you to make sure it's dry, as the rub-on transfers won't stick onto the surface. I'm priming with gesso and I also painted it with white acrylic paint. Let's cut out our sentiment. This is the Snowflakes rub-on transfer from the Create Happiness collection. I'm taking my time to place my sentiment in the middle. As you can see, I'm rubbing my transfer onto the surface and I'm using a bit of pressure. I want to make sure my transfer sticks to the surface. Moving on, let's use some gold paint to highlight the beautiful design of our mold. I also decided to paint the sides with gold metallic paint. Let's bring in some snowflakes and stars to make our design more interesting. Just keep adding until you like your design. I added snowflakes, a couple of stars, and I really liked it. For my second ornament, I'll be using dies. These are the Alphanumerical shadow upper dies from Sizzix. Here I'm bringing in some dye ink. I'm going with poppy red. It's a lovely Christmas red. On top of that, I also blended the ink with a blending brush. My focal point is the joy sentiment. Now I'm going to die cut my letters, and I really love how it's looking. The red letters with a white background. Next, I'm painting my ornament red. I'm using Vivace, which has a creamy texture, and when dry, it has a glossy look. I die cut my letters 3 times to give my sentiment some dimension, and glued the sentiment down with some glue. Moving on to the next step, I'm dry brushing my ornament with some white paint. I think it gives it a shabby vintage look, which I really love. I'm also going to add some highlights with gold paint. Let's decorate our ornament with some die cuts. These are the Sizzix large funky festive dies. I'm also painting my die cuts with dark green acrylic paint and also adding a bit of water to water it down. And let them dry. Now I'm gluing my branches together and I'm going to place them under my sentiment. I'm also using a bit of hot glue to glue them down. I'm adding more elements and a red and white bow, which I think looks really cute. To highlight my berries, I'm using my white Posca pen. I added some die cut leaves and berries to my sentiment to add interest. I'm also going to add a cute candy cane, which I colored with alcohol markers, and I die cut it 3 times. As you can see, I also added a matching ribbon. For my third ornament, I'm going to decoupage the rice paper onto my ornament. This Blue Land rice paper is an older version, but if you like the bird image, it's the same in the newer rice paper. As you can see, I'm using water to tear my rice paper. Water loosens the fibers of the rice paper and it makes it easier to tear. Here I'm making sure my image fits the space. I'm applying the decoupage glue and also going to apply the glue on top. Also make sure that you smooth out your rice paper so there are no wrinkles. Let's paint our frame. I'm going to use these lovely matching blues, blue navy and blue aviation. Moving on, let's paint our rice paper with matching colors. I also added turtle dove with the blues. I keep adding my colors till I get a nice blended look. For my next step, I'm going to dry brush with turtle dove paint. I'm also using white paint on top of the turtle dove. I really love how my ornament looks. It gives it a nice shabby vintage look. And now let's add some splatters with white paint. And a bit of gold paint on top of that. I also painted some gold paint around the edges of my ornament. And I'm going to apply clear varnish gloss to my ornament now to seal my project. Let's decorate the ornament. I made a poinsettia flower with flower forming foam. I cut it by hand, but you can use your flower dies. I added a bit of sparkle with Arctic ice paste and I painted my flower lightly in the center with blue paint. I also decided to add a snowflake to add some dimension and interest to my ornament. As you can see, I'm adding some gold splatters. To finish off my ornaments, I added tags. I'm going to use this Advent stencil. I'm going to heat emboss my first tag with gold embossing powder. I'm using Nuvo embossing powder in classic gold. Using my circle dies, I die cut my tag. For my second tag, I'll be using the poppy red dye ink to match my joy ornament. To finish off, I tied my tags to my ornaments. Thank you for watching. I hope you got inspired and all the products can be found below in the description box.